those incredible classic Neoplan buses of the 1960s and 70s. Truly impressive and innovative designs known the world over. But in 1975, a bigger, more impressive Neoplan coach appeared that broke all records. This is the story of the Neoplan Jumbocruiser, the biggest, baddest bus ever seen. Hi, this is Jeffrey. Now, I'm sure many of you are familiar with those incredible, classic, and iconic Neoplan buses of the 1960s and 1970s. Now, in 1975, Neoplan decided to take things a step further, and what they did was they introduced a new bus that was not only double-decker, but articulated as well. There was a lot of hope for this new bus, but unfortunately, in the end, it did not turn out the way Neoplan had expected. It's a really fascinating story, so let's get started in learning about the Neoplan Jumbocruiser. It was the 60s, and the thinking was big, and not just in jumbo jets, but in jumbo buses as well. The German company Neoplan, led by Gottlob Auwaerter at the time, was considered a leader in long-distance bus transport. In 1964, Gottlob's son, Konrad Auwaerter, completed his diploma thesis, in which he proposed the construction of a double-decker bus intended for long-distance transport. But it was thought that a double-decker bus was very unstable at high speeds and could overturn on motorways. However, Konrad stood behind his project and, thanks to the strong support of the family company, the first long-distance double-decker called the Dobus rolled out of the gates of the Neoplan Development Center in 1967. Konrad took the Dobus on a test drive from Stuttgart to Brussels, inviting many journalists and experts. The journey went smoothly, and initial skepticism was replaced by enthusiasm for the high-capacity bus, and the orders rolled in. It was then given the name Skyliner. It didn't take long for the Skyliner to be extended to a 3-axle version and come in several different configurations and levels of luxury, and 2 more factories were built to meet demand. However, most customers were calling for an increase in the capacity of the vehicle, and so Konrad Auwaerter stepped in again. In 1975, after a year of development, Neoplan presented the Jumbocruiser at a press conference. The vehicle, based on the tried and tested Skyliner, received a swivel and accordion joint, and behind it was another 6-meter trailer. The bus's dimensions fit the maximum legislation of the time to the millimeter. The Jumbocruiser thus secured the position of the largest bus because it was simply not possible to build a larger one. The bus's capacity was up to 170 seated passengers, depending upon the configuration, but this version, with extremely tight legroom, was never produced. The rear part could only be accessed via the upper deck, as the engine was below the passageway in the front section. The bus was of a front-axle puller design. Unfortunately, there was not nearly as much interest in the Jumbocruiser as Neoplan had imagined. The combination of a double-decker and articulated structure was simply too extravagant, and potential buyers did not trust it. Many European bus terminals simply did not have enough space for this giant, and the price of the vehicle cost almost as much as 2 Skyliners. Now, let's take a look at some of the basic specifications of the Neoplan Jumbocruiser. Number 1, length is 18 meters. Number 2, width is 2.5 meters. Number 3, height is 4 meters. Number 4. Empty weight is 18,000 kilograms with a permissible weight of 28,000 kilograms. Number 5. Engine is the Mercedes-Benz OM404 12-cylinder, and for the last bus, the OM442LA 8-cylinder with between 400 to 500 horsepower. Number 6. Turning circle is 24 meters. And finally, number 7, depending upon source, maximum number of passengers is 144 or 170. Only 6 examples were ordered and produced in the first year, and not a single one left the factory in the second year of production. The final blow to the huge colossus was the accident of the vehicle with serial number 4, which, in a luxurious configuration with 80 leather seats and a bar, was running on a regular route between Belgium and Spain. The bus swayed while driving on the highway and then overturned on its side. Fortunately, there were no casualties, and the blame was placed on the bus itself. Neoplan immediately withdrew the vehicle from their lineup and sold the production license to a businessman from Bristol, England, who founded the company Jumbocruiser Limited. Many years later, the driver of that bus admitted that he himself was to blame for the accident, as he was drinking hot coffee while driving. The Jumbocruiser project was terminated with a significant loss, and the company has since proceeded much more conservatively in production and research. The factory to which Neoplan sold the rights to produce the bus built 3 more Jumbocruisers between 1982 and 1986. These were built by converting existing vehicles, with the rear section being obtained by the company from wrecked vehicles. All 3 were extremely unreliable, with only 1 surviving. A total of 10 Jumbocruisers were built between 1975 and 1986. They were designated Neoplan N138/4. Each one had a specified level of customization, including a right-hand drive version for Japan and the unique hotel bus with a living area of 90 square meters. The car hotel was also the first bus with a more raked-back upper front window. The swan song of the Jumbocruiser was the 11th and last one built in 1992, and was the only pusher of the fleet. After about a year in service, it was hit by a truck near Lyon, and after a legal dispute, was sent to Belgium for rebuilding. It was given a visual makeover and had a change in the axle configuration from 121 to 112. Not much of the original Neoplan remained. This last Jumbocruiser is currently in the possession of a private owner, and according to the latest reports, is unroadworthy. As for survivors, supposedly it's possible that up to 8 Jumbocruisers still exist, in use as motorhomes, advertising vehicles, or in museums or private collections. While not as successful as the Jumbo Jet, the Jumbocruiser bus has certainly secured its place in the history of buses. So there it is, the story of the Neoplan Jumbocruiser, which was, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, the largest bus of its time in 1975. Now, I know I'll get a comment or 2 or 3 saying that, no, there was a bus that was even bigger than the Jumbocruiser at that time. So if you know of a bus that was even bigger than the Jumbocruiser in 1975, just let us know in the comments, because it may be something very interesting to look at. Now, another thing is that a lot of people compare the Jumbocruiser to the bus Cyclops in the movie The Big Bus, which wasn't really an actual bus. It was more or less a movie prop. But according to the production designers in Hollywood, they just made it up as they went along, and they didn't base it on any bus in existence. And I also did a video on that bus, which is quite interesting to see. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at the Neoplan Jumbocruiser. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.